Hello, my little rain clouds. It's been a while since I've done a colouring in audio, and I wanted to do another one, but this time a little bit different. Thanks to Daniel for the idea. He suggested that I colour something in that is available online, and that you can potentially follow along and colour it in too. So if you would like to join me in colouring in this particular piece of art, you can do so. The link will be in the description of this video. And I'm using a cute little moon and a cloud kind of sleeping together in the sky, and there's some stars and stuff too. And this is from supercoloring.com, I think. Other colouring in sites are available. I just used this one. And thanks to Jen for finding the picture. Something a little thematic. Nice, sleepy cloud with a moon. So, if you'd like to join me, feel free. But if you don't, if you want to colour in something different, or just listen while you do something else, that's fine too. Let's get started. I think I want maybe like a bluish and pinkish, purplish kind of feel for this. I'm not quite sure where I want what colours, but I'm not sure. We'll figure that out as we go. Of course, it's a cloud and a moon. Those things exist in nature, and they have preset colours, but it might be a bit boring to colour in a cloud, the colour that a cloud would normally be. So let's stray from reality a little bit and try something a bit different. Just make my own world and make it look however I want. And I can just try out some of these colours. That's actually quite a nice little pink. You know what? Let's use a bit of that on this cloud. You know, I might even blend multiple colours together. I'm going to make some... Maybe it'll have like little pink cheeks, like it's blushing, which seems somewhat appropriate because I believe this cloud and the entire piece is labelled as kawaii, which I believe is Japanese for cute. So there you go. Maybe we'll give it some blushing pinkish cheeks, and perhaps we can even blend some other colours in with it. Get a little advanced. As I mentioned, I made some colouring in audios before, which were fun. I was helping out my mum and colouring in some pictures of scripture scenes, biblical scenes, which would not have been my choice as to what to colour in, but she needed the help, so I gave it a try, and it was kind of fun. It was nice. And then at a certain point, she didn't really need any more coloured in, which was fine, but was maybe a little sad because I was actually quite enjoying it. So it's kind of nice to be able to do some more, and it's nice to be able to choose my own. That's quite a nice colour, actually. I think so. We might make the moon kind of a purplish blue, and that's a nice colour. It's a little bit more blue than purple, but it's got a bit of purple in it too, perhaps. And yeah, this is a fairly small, simple picture, so it'll be just a nice little test drive to see how this works, to see if people enjoy interactive colouring audios, and maybe more short form colouring in audios, because the other ones tended to be like an hour long or thereabouts sometimes, and maybe some people find that a bit too long. Maybe that's too intimidating. They don't find the time for it or something. That's okay. But maybe this one will be a bit more easy to listen to. There's always hope. That's quite nice. So I'm just doing a very sort of loose colouring in at this stage, not really sort of filling it in that much, so that we can potentially fill it in with some other colours. What did I want? I wanted some purple. That's quite a nice purple. It is admittedly not very sharp, so I might not be able to get much mileage out of that, but we can give it a try anyway. Yeah, I quite enjoyed my time colouring in little biblical scenes, and I thought it might be nice to do some more. But it wasn't really until my friend Daniel suggested that I do an interactive one that I thought it might be nice to revisit this. And I don't know that I'm necessarily going to do a lot of colouring in. I might want to buy some better pencils if I do, but it's quite a nice, soothing kind of activity. This isn't really blending so much. Not that I know how to blend, but it's more just two colours existing in the same shape, and they don't really mix, but that's all right. I'm not going to be, critical of myself or anything. There's no need for cruelty or snide comments. We're just going to experiment and explore. Oh, that's a nice purple. That's a lot darker, but maybe we can incorporate some of that in there. Yeah, as I said, I don't really understand coloring in techniques or anything like that. I don't think I have the pencils capable of blending. I think that's a fancy smanchy kind of art thing. Once you've got like really nice colors, but I don't know. But nevertheless, it's enjoyable just to color things in, even if they're flawed or they don't look that great or how you initially wanted them. That's okay. There's still value in just enjoying the process. And of course, if you're coloring this in yourself, you can make it whatever color you want, or colors if you want to use multiple colors like I'm doing. You know what? This is actually quite nice. Yeah, it's not really blending together that well, but that's okay. Maybe the moon has an interesting pattern on its surface. I might want to bring in a bit more of that bluer purple, or blurple, as we might call it, to sort of balance this out, because this is getting a little bit sort of reddish pink, but that's okay. It's absolutely okay. I'm enjoying colouring in, actually. It's a simpler picture than what I used to colour in, but I'm doing a bit more detail, I suppose. And, it's actually quite nice. Let's add in a bit more of that blurple colour. Yeah, actually, I quite like that. It's got a strange kind of marbled pattern, I guess, like a stripy kind of pattern, but it's actually kind of pretty in a strange way. It's unusual, but nice. And we're deviating from the norm, from reality, from how the moon usually looks, and that's okay. So it's all right to have strange, stripy kind of patterns. It reminds me of the who's that artist? Is it like Lisa Frank or something? Lisa someone? I could be completely mistaken. Those famous like school books and binders and folders and stuff that kids would have at school, and there'd be like crazy Technicolor unicorns and things like that. I don't remember the name of the person who made them, but they're very famous. You probably know what I'm talking about, even if I'm completely getting the name wrong. Just lots of pinks and purples and blues and all of that. You know what? I think the moon is looking pretty lovely. What's this colour look like? Oh, that's kind of a nice colour as well. I think we already used that a bit. Oh no, maybe we didn't. That's kind of a nice violet, lavendery kind of colour. I don't know my colours that much. Colours are interesting, very, very subjective. In a sense, obviously, you can pinpoint things with their Unicodes and their spectrum pens that they've got nowadays and everything. You can approach it in a very scientific way, but human interpretation of colour is very subjective. Apparently, back in the old days, in ancient history days, different cultures developed different words for colours, obviously, and the rate at which they developed those words and the order that they developed them in is usually tied to dyes that they discovered, different materials they could use to colour in the colours that they were naming. So a lot of the time they wouldn't necessarily have a colour, a name for the colour blue and purple and stuff. And apparently that influenced the way that they saw things and the way that they described things. I think it was Homer, maybe? Or was it Herodotus? One of those ancient Greek type motherfuckers. You know the ones I mean. Started with an H. And apparently he described the sea as being wine-coloured. And we tend to think of wine as sort of a reddish-purple colour, but the sea is not wine-coloured, right? Surely not. It's like bluish-green. But apparently he described it as that because maybe they didn't have a word for blue at that point. I don't know. I'm repeating all of this stuff that I barely remember. I think I heard it in a podcast, possibly Radiolab or something like that, a million billion years ago. And I don't really remember what I'm talking about. So I could be making this up. Take it with 8 million grains of salt. But yeah, apparently they would develop the blue and stuff very, very late in their language. I think the same in like Africa. Possibly they didn't necessarily have words for blue because there wasn't really anything blue that they were experiencing other than like the sky and water and things like that. And so they might use other names for them. This could be rubbish. I could be talking completely out of my ass, but I think that might be true. Who knows? Okay, we've got the moon looking nice. Oh, do I take a gamble and make the cloud kind of more bluish? Because I've already given them kind of a pink looking cheeks, but I kind of like this blue. You know what? It's my world. I can make it look however I want. Taking a very, very Bob Ross approach. It's my world. Happy little accidents. Making it look however I want it to look. Actually, not necessarily, because I might have certain standards and expectations and hopes for it, and it may turn out very different. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay for it to look different than how I originally intended. We're just going to embrace it. I'm going to lean into it. I'm going to let it be whatever it becomes. You know, it's just about fun and exploration and self-expression, all that sort of stuff. It's nice. It's nice to do. All right, we've given the cloud a little bit of blue, sort of in the bottom part there. It's like a nice light blue, a sky blue, and then I think we might sort of transition to another blue. What might look nice? Like this. Might be a bit dark. But this one. Technically even darker. But this one. Yeah, you know what? That's actually quite nice. Let's do that one. Can do some light stripes at first, and maybe that way we can leave a little bit of room for the other color that we were using, and that can just kind of gradually shift. Again, I don't really know how this works. I don't know if that's like a valid art technique, if that's actually going to work or not, but that's all right. Just gonna experiment. That's how we learn, you know, trial and error. I mean, we could look at a video series or something, sure, but I don't really want to do that. Not really that interested in the technical side of things. Let's just be nice and creative. Just exploring. Very laissez-faire. Very loosey-goosey. Okay. Using very, very different brush techniques, stroke techniques, I guess. I was doing kind of a circly thing before, and now I'm doing more of a zigzag thing. Doesn't matter. It's okay. Admittedly, I don't really think that these pink cheeks are going to look that great. But, you know, that's okay. That's all right. What can we do with that? I've got some more pink. What's this? It's like a rose, kind of. Just gonna, I don't know, expand the pink a little. Again, don't really know what I'm doing. It's also a bit difficult to see because there's the shadow of my hand obscuring what I'm doing. But just going to do my best. Just going to see if we can sort of blend this in a bit. And even if we can't, that's all right. It's all right. No, I gotta be honest, I don't really like the way that looks, but that's fine. That's okay. We can incorporate more of other colors. And then, sure, we'll just kind of ups and downs and zigzags and whatever else we feel like doing. We've got some nice baby blue, I guess. Doesn't really match the other colors we're using. That's okay. It's all just experimentation. This may not look great at the end, and that's fine, because it's not about making something award-winning. It's not about getting approved by someone else's judgments. It's about enjoying the experience. It's about the journey, not the destination. And that's okay. Probably could have taken a lighter approach on these little pink cheeks. So, you know, that's something that I've learned for next time. Maybe I'll put a little bit of blue over these pink cheeks and it won't show through as much. But even if it does, that's okay. What about incorporating a bit of a lighter blue? Maybe. And yeah, so you know, I've been wanting to do this for a little while, but I kind of put it off. And I think in part it was because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to talk about, and I'm still not. And you know what? That's fine, because I'm just talking about what I'm doing and just kind of rambling. And you know, I don't need to fill silence or speak for no reason. I can just enjoy the process and the silence. That is even more pinky purple. Yeah, it could look nice on the moon, but I think maybe we're good. I think the moon looks nice as it is. Kind of want some lighter blues, but I don't really have a lot of light blues. Is this one good? That looks pretty dark. It is pretty dark. Oh, what about this one? That looks even darker. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. let's try that one. I'm kind of fighting the pink on its cheeks now, and maybe that's not the best approach. But, you know, that's okay. I think in retrospect, it probably would have been better to do the little pink bits on top of the blue, rather than doing the pink first. But we're learning, you know, that's how you get better at it. You just gotta embrace that you're gonna make mistakes and learn from them and improve. I could potentially print this out and do it again next time, and I might apply some of those lessons. Or I could do something completely different, and that's okay. What do we want to do now? I think maybe I'll go on top of the blue and make those little pink cheeks again. Where was the pink that I was using? I don't remember. Not that one. Not that one either. Although maybe some purple could look kind of nice. Or even the blurple could look kind of nice, maybe. It doesn't really work, but that's all right. We're just learning. We're just exploring. Here's that pink. No, it's not really showing through. That's all right. Yeah, we'll just give the general appearance of some blush, maybe. And if not, that's fine. Maybe we'll make some swirling sort of purplish patterns in the blue. Maybe that'll be nice. Just some strange little sort of constellation-y looking things. Oh, that's actually quite nice, you know? That's kind of pretty, actually. I quite like that. Sure. It's just a big old mess. It's a big old grab bag of different colors and patterns and styles, and that's all right. That's absolutely okay. Just embrace the chaos and enjoy the ride. And I'll make some nice swirly purpley patterns in the blue. I actually like that quite a lot. I'm feeling much better about that now. It could probably do with a bit of neatening up, but that's all right. It's meant to be a bit messy, you know. It's a cloud. It's made of vapor. You can't contain vapor into a straight line, unless you put it in like a tube, I guess. But even then, that's nice and pretty. Look at that. Look at that. That's nice. Okay. Then we'll keep putting the pencils all into the same pile, so I forget which ones I actually like. Okay, let's go with that one, shall we? Again, just maybe some lighter strokes. Oh, that's better, actually. Let's shade in a bit more and not do such harsh up and downy bits. We don't need lines. Not where we're going. That's nicer. Look at that. Okay. I think that's what I probably should have been doing from the get-go. But that's alright. That's how you learn. You know, there's like a little swirly bit up the top of the cloud, and I think it might be nice to make that a bit sort of purpley looking as well. I think that might be enjoyable. Just kind of spread the blue out a bit, and my technique is very uneven, and admittedly I'll probably have to try and, I don't know, continue on with this very harsh up and downy strokes that I've been doing, but I think at least a little bit of shading is a nice kind of base, maybe. Yeah, that looks nice. We've got some little stars too that we can color in, and I mean, we could technically make them any color, but it might be nice to do some, traditional gold or yellow or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll make some of them like purple or pink or something, because that sort of seems to be the color theme of this picture that I'm making. But just exploring and experimenting is nice too. Okay, that's good. You can just sort of shade in things a bit, and yeah, actually, that would have been a much nicer approach to start with, but that's okay. Lesson learned. Let's incorporate a bit more of this light blue. What is this? This is Kingfisher blue. It's a pretty name. And yeah, I tried to find something that was thematically appropriate, and turns out clouds not terribly interesting to color in most of the time. Not a lot of clouds out there on the old coloring in pages, because they tend to just be white or grey, neither of which are particularly interesting to color in. So kudos to Udos, Jen, for finding a nice, cute cloud picture. And yeah, I quite like this. There's some nice cute stars and a cute little moon kind of sleeping next to the cloud, maybe giving the cloud a little kiss or something, a little kiss goodnight. That's pretty cute. It is quite kawaii. You were correct, person who made this or titled it that. Yeah, I quite like this picture. It's perhaps not what I envisioned coloring in when I thought, potentially making another coloring in audio, but this is quite nice. Arguably more enjoyable to color in than I don't know, like a volcano and lightning striking it, and I don't know, Old Testament people doing their laundry and all of that kind of stuff. This is looking a lot nicer, actually. This is much better. Admittedly, one side is much darker than the other, so we might do a bit more on this side, but that's okay. We'll just even it out, gradually fill in things, make the cloud nice and blue, but maybe we'll do a bit more purple up here as well. It's got like a swirly little sort of crest on its head. I don't know. Don't really know the anatomy of a cloud. But it's pretty cute. Looks a bit like a Pokemon. Like a Clefairy. Is that the one with a little swirl on its head? Or am I thinking of Jigglypuff? I don't know. One of those guys. How does that look? That's kind of a nice purple. It is quite blunt still. Don't know where my pencil sharpener's gone. Just gonna... That's not doing anything. Let's go with a slightly more potent purple. That one's nice. Yeah, I like purple. Purple's one of my favorite colors, and I like blue as well. So this picture is right up my alley. There we go. Just getting little tinges of purple. It's very subtle. Possibly make it a little darker. over time, I think the imagery of a cloud and, terming myself rainy and calling you all little rain clouds, that's really grown on me. I wasn't necessarily that attached to it at the start, but I did think it was quite cute. But, I'm liking it more and more as time goes on. And I quite like clouds. I didn't really, think of them that much initially, but it's kind of cute and it's kind of nice and fairly harmless. Of course, clouds can lead to rain, sometimes big storms, but I think typically clouds are seen as quite nice and harmless and soft and gentle. That is kind of nice, that little purpley swirly bit. Admittedly, it doesn't really fade out very naturally at the moment, but that's okay. We'll incorporate that, maybe. But at the moment, just sort of having a bit of a bluish purple at the top is quite nice. And I don't remember what I used for the purple swirl on the left-hand side. I'd kind of like to do another one on the right, but that's okay. I'm sure I'll be able to find something that works. And, I think this is actually turning out pretty nice, even though I wasn't necessarily that thrilled about some of my initial choices. I think it's actually coming along quite nicely. And I'm curious if you are doing the same picture. I'm curious how yours might have turned out. If you might have chosen a very different approach from me, or used some different colors, approach things in a different style. There's no need to compare yourself to me or compare yourself to others. It's no better or worse, just different. But if you'd like to share yours with the rest of the class, you can leave a link to it in the comments, and maybe we can look at each other's. I think that'd be nice. I don't really know why one part is more blue than purple. Perhaps I'm not using the same pencil. That's a bit more purple. It's not really doing a whole lot, but it is quite nice. Maybe some of this. Ooh, that's imperial purple. I like the sound of that. Okay. That's kind of getting there. Alright. Okay. Do we want to do another little spiral on his other cheek? I think so. I guess I just decided that this rain cloud was male. Fair enough. They identify as he, him, I guess. And maybe they, them. Nothing wrong with having a couple of different pronouns. Clouds, I imagine, are a bit changeable, a bit unpredictable in their expression of gender, and that's fair enough. This is a different kind of spiral than the other one, but that's okay. Just mixing it up. It's a cloud, it's gonna be changeable and unpredictable, and it's gonna have different patterns on different sides, and that's alright. Whichever way the wind blows, that's okay. That is quite nice. It's a different look than the other one. Admittedly, it doesn't really match, but that's okay. We just gotta learn to live with it. I don't think I can really make the other one look that different necessarily, but that's okay. That's alright. Sure. How can I make that softer and blurrier? I don't know. Just do a whole bunch of lines. Just explore. Make it however we want to make it. Okay. And then we might do maybe some of this blue. And we'll just kind of shade over the top. And make things a little bit darker, maybe. Okay. That's actually looking quite nice. I didn't have a solid idea of what I wanted to do, and arguably I still don't. But I am quite liking the way it's turned out. Even though I made plenty of mistakes, it's still quite nice, quite a relaxing process. It's enjoyable, it's becoming its own thing, standing on its own merits, and we're just exploring, being playful, enjoying the journey. I quite like that, actually. There we go. I might touch up the other spiral and make that one a bit darker and more defined, maybe. I think this is the one I was using. The old Imperial Purple. Lovely colour. Lovely colour. And oh, we still have the stars as well. Mustn't forget about the stars. Okay. Maybe we'll do a little bit more blue. That's actually looking quite nice. Quite nice. Blue is a very calming colour. I think in every country in the world, except one, blue is apparently a calming colour. I believe it gets your heart rate down looking at blue in every country except Spain, I think it is, maybe it's Italy, where it is the colour of their soccer team or something, and so it makes them all get amped up because they see blue and they're like, oh, football. Again, could be misremembering that, could be making it up, but I believe that's what I heard. It's a very calming colour everywhere except one place. But I like blue. I think it's nice. It's kind of strange, kind of cute that human beings have preferences for different parts of the electromagnetic spectrum. Because that's what color is, right? It's just different wavelengths of light. But we have bits that we like more than others. We have a particular bit, and we're like, yeah, that's the stuff. That's the one I like. I think that's cute. I might do a little bit more of this bluish purple. Just kind of spreading it out down here a little bit more. Making a little bit more of a gentle gradient, perhaps. And then I think we'll just do the stars, and that'll be pretty much it. It's not really coming through in the blue, but that's alright. I'm certainly learning a lot about what I do and don't want to do when I am colouring in the future. Okay, it's not really coming through, it's not really making much of a difference, but that's alright. Just little bits. There we go. That looks nice. Okay. Now, stars. Stars shining bright above you. I've got a goldeny kind of looking pen, so let's go with that one. And we'll make this one a gold color. How does that look? It's a bit dark. It does look gold, but it also looks kind of mustardy. But actually that's quite nice. You know, I was going to make the stars all multicolored, but actually that is quite nice. Just like that. Maybe I'll just do all the stars as gold. You know what? I actually quite like that. I'll just have a bunch of golden stars with my pinkish purple moon and my purplish blue cloud. And it'll look all nice and pretty. Or maybe it won't, and that's okay too. But actually, I'm liking how this turned out more than the scripture ones that I did before. I think this is nice. That gold pencil is interesting. It does really kind of look like gold, at least in this light. It's kind of metallic, but not like super, super metallic. But it has enough that it does sort of look like if you put golden stickety stars on there for a good job. Job well done. Deserves star stickers. That's what I always say. Yeah, I think this looks very pretty. And I'm proud of it. And I'm about to finish, and then I can take a picture of it and show you all. And maybe, if you feel like it, you can take a picture of yours and show us. We can all share our pictures. I think that'll look nice. All put together in the comment section. Cool. I did admittedly colour outside the lines a little bit, but you know what? That's fine. I do how I do. I actually really like that picture. I think that's very pretty. I think it's very different from how I usually do things, but I quite like it. You know, actually, I might do a little bit more of this bluish purple because I actually quite like the way it looks, and I kind of want to spread that out a little bit more. How's that? Maybe a bit more. I'm just going to spread it out. I think that looks great. I'm proud of that. Well done, Rainy. Well done. And I'm proud of you too, whether you coloured in something or not. You're doing great. Yeah, that looks nice. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please let me know. If you'd like me to do more of these, if you'd like to colour along with me, maybe do something a little more complex, or I don't know, like a mandala or something, we can see. Yeah, if you've got suggestions of things that might be nice to colour in, feel free to suggest them, and feel free to share your own colouring in. Other people might see it and leave you a nice little comment. Okay, my little rain clouds. Until next time. Bye-bye.